What's up, Yusuf here from BrosBuild. Today we're reviewing the LEGO NASA Apollo Saturn V. This is an idea set, so that's pretty cool. This is set number 21309. It has 1,969 pieces, and it costs $120. It is underpriced, which I think is good. Most LEGO idea sets are underpriced. So as you can see, the box has a pretty cool of it launching in the sky with the moon in the corner. So that's pretty cool. If we flip around to the side of the box, you can see it has the two side builds, which is pretty cool. And now if you see the back of the box, which is a lot more interesting, you can see it gives a lot of info on the stages and all that stuff and the cycle of the rocket going through. So that's pretty cool. So let's take a look at the instruction manuals. So the front of the instruction manuals are a lot different than normal instruction manuals. You can see it just looks pretty cool with all this stuff. And if we turn to the first page, it gives some detail on the rocket itself. It gives a cool thing of the LEGO rocket with the stages and the cycles of the Apollo stuff, the designers, the fan designers, then it just repeats in a bunch of different languages. And you can see there's a bunch of really awesome building stuff. I'll just skip through all this. If we flip to the back, you can see the process of LEGO ideas. You got the piece count. There are some rips in my instruction manuals. And and you can split this up into stages. So that's the instruction manuals. Let's take a look at the set. So this is the rocket. As you can see, it comes with two side builds, including the splashdown and the lunar module landing pad. So let's take a look at the microfigures. So this is one of the microfigures. You do get 3 of these, including a spare one in the set, if I'm not mistaken. So you can see for a microfigure, it does have a good amount of detail, and it looks really cool. These are not exclusive. You can get them in the ISS, which you can get cheaper than this set. So if you want these microfigures, get the ISS. And they're pretty simple, no back printing, pretty simple figures. And something that I would like is actual minifigures instead of microfigures. So like you could have like Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, all the people, and so I think that would have been cool, but you just get microfigures instead. So the microfigures are okay, but something nice would be better. So let's take a look at the side builds. So this is the lunar module on the moon. So you can see you have a pretty cool print for the flag, which is pretty nice. So that's pretty cool. You have a couple of microfigures on the moon. You have the lunar module. You have this thing that this microfigure is on. I think it's supposed to represent Neil Armstrong's footprint. I would have been cool to have like a flat stud with Neil Armstrong's footprint on it. That would have been cool, but you just don't have that here. And you have the lunar module, which will take off, and this booster piece, which is supposed to go on the lunar module, always comes off. So that's a problem. So you can just place this back on, which is fine. And you can see the lunar module has a nice amount of detail. It's pretty cool. And just like in the real rocket launch, the top comes off the lunar module, which you can do too. And you can have this thing blast up in space. So that's pretty cool. And let's take a look at the other side build, the splashdown. So this is the splashdown. It looks pretty cool. You have this tile in here, which is supposed to represent a water piece, which is pretty cool. And you have the buoy on here, which you can just take right off. That's actually made really well with these Technic thingy pieces. And you have these things on top, which I think is supposed to stabilize the thing so it doesn't tip over, which is pretty cool. And if we take this off, you can see the print on this is pretty good. It looks really cool. And nothing on the back, sadly. That would have been cool. So this thing is pretty cool. Something that might have been cool, and when it was actually fashioned, it was all burnt up from into entries. So it would have been cool to have some representative of that, but you don't. which is fine, I guess. So this is pretty cool. Let's take a look at the set. So here's the rocket. It looks pretty cool. It's very accurate to how it is. As you can see, it does come with some blue stands, which I think are accurate to how it's being displayed on NASA, which is pretty cool. As you can see, it is very detailed, and it can split up into stages. So we're going to take it stage by stage in the review. So let's start off with the first stage. So to disattach that, you know what, I'm not going to even bother to disattach it like this. So this is the first stage of the rocket. As you can see, the detail is astronomical. Get it? So you have this very nice grid thing that goes all the way around, which is really cool. And I'll just take the stand. It does include like 3 of these in the stand, 3 stands like that. And as you can see, the detail is really, really cool. In the front, you see there are some clips to click into the other stages, which I'll show later in the review. And in the back side, you have the very detailed boosters. As you can see, all that detail is really, really cool, and it has the thrust coming out of it. So that's really cool. So we can stand it up, and it just looks really, really cool. And we have some American flags all here. It has 4 of those on this stage, and you have the USA all going around, which is pretty cool. And a flaw with this stage is that these fins, they do come off really easily, and I found that to be a problem a lot because but if you're gonna be displaying this set, the fins aren't gonna come off that much, right? What you should be displaying the set. This is not a play set at all. This is a really cool set, but it is not a play set. So that's the first stage. Let's take a look at the next stage. So this is our next stage. As you can see, it is pretty cool. And over here, you have the United States. United States going all around. And you can see, like what we saw in the other one, you have these pieces. You have some pieces in the back, which look really cool. And the front doesn't look the best. I really would have liked if they could have hided all this stuff with something. Something happened outside, just ignore that. And you have some boosters in the back, and you have the black, going around. And another flaw with this set is back in the front. You can see these black pieces that make it go in like this. These do come off really easily. I find that to be another problem, and also the white ones do come off, which is a big problem. And sometimes, yeah, these just come off a lot. I really would have liked if they could secure these more. That would have been great. Maybe, see, and also this piece just came off right now. And you have more gridding over here, which is pretty cool. Let's take a look at the final stage. So here is the final stage of the rocket. As you can see, it does look pretty cool. One flaw with this thing, as you can see, this long piece in the front does come off very easily. It's just secured by 1 stud, so that's a problem. And we can just put that back on for now. This part you can take off, which is the rescue thing that will take them away in case something will happen. And we can swap that out for this thing. It would have been cool if you could have, like, you won't have to swap it out, like, in the rear rocket. But you just don't. You have 1 measly booster in the back. And also you can see this cone. So here. So we can just take this off like that. You can reveal this thing. And if you notice, there's a stud here where we can take the lunar module, put it inside there, close it up. 1 second, let me just get this in to attach. So we got the lunar module inside the thing. As you can see, you can't even tell it's there, which is pretty cool. And also, as you can see, it does look really awesome. So we're taking the lunar module out for now. And sometimes if you try to take it off, it gets stuck in there, which I find to be a problem. Also, what you can do is you can take the lunar module and stick it to the front of here and have it do the barbecue roll, which is pretty cool. And so, as you can see, you can have this thing take it down to the moon, which is really awesome. So that's pretty cool, and I think let's go get everything and connect up everything to the rocket. So let me give you my final thoughts of this set before we connect it up. As I told you before, it is a pretty cool build inside. And when you're looking at instruction manuals, so that's why it is a little bit tricky. I got this when I was 9. And it was tough for me. I needed a lot of help from my brother. So I would recommend when you're your age, when you're building this, 12, or like 12, 11, 14 and up is a bit high. So yeah, let's go connect this thing up. As you can see, we have all 3 stages over here. We'll start off by connecting this stage to that stage. As you can see, we just want to line up these clips, those clips. So you get it in, and then it connects up really well, which is pretty cool. As you can see, there is a blue here. You can just push these in to hide that blue. And sometimes it just sticks out, which I don't know what we're gonna do about, but that's a flaw. And we just connect this up to there, and we have the rocket itself. You do want to be careful holding this, that the stages don't get unclipped, which is pretty cool. As you can see, it is pretty long from the top to the top, which is pretty awesome. And going up to the top of the rocket, we're the first stage, the second stage, and the last stage. It is pretty cool all the way up to the top. As you can see, it is really coolly detailed and it is really big. You definitely want to have a space to put this when you get it. I don't have a space to get this, and that's why it's just sitting in my closet breaking all the time. As you can see, this picture of my broken down rocket is a mess. Everything is broken down, and that was a tough repair for me. So I really love this set. It is my favorite Lego Star Wars set. It is retired, which is sad, and And that's the end of this video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We'll see you in our next one.